Let's take a look at a whole sheep kidney. You can see its characteristic shape, the convex lateral surface, and the concave medial surface. This medial surface contains an indentation called the hilum. This is where the ureter exits, and it's also where the blood vessels, nerves, and lymphatics all penetrate the kidney. The entire kidney is encased by dense fibrous connective tissue called the fibrous capsule. Here you can better see the fibrous capsule. To make a frontal section, what we want to do is make an incision down the longitudinal axis of the kidney to divide it into an anterior and posterior half. Let's take a look at a frontal section to see the regions of the sheep kidney. The renal cortex is the outer region of the kidney. This region has a bumpy texture because it contains nephrons. A nephron is a basic subunit of the kidney. Nephrons filter our blood and produce urine. This is the renal medulla. The renal medulla is the innermost part of the kidney. It's made out of renal pyramids that are separated by renal columns. The central core of the kidney is occupied by the renal pelvis. This is the branching top of the ureter that collects urine as it exits the renal pyramids. The urine collected by the renal pelvis is transported to the bladder by the ureter. This is the ureter, and this is a renal blood vessel. Taking a look at the regions of the kidney from superficial to deep, we can see the fibrous capsule. The renal cortex is the outermost region of the kidney. It contains nephrons, which are the basic functional subunit of the kidney. Nephrons have two parts, the renal corpuscle, where blood is filtered, and the renal tubule, where the filtrate is processed into urine. This is the renal medulla. It's made up out of a basic subunit called renal pyramids, or medullary pyramids. The base of those pyramids is against the renal cortex. The tips of the renal pyramids project in towards the renal pelvis. Here you can see the tip of a renal pyramid. That's called a renal papilla, or apex. The renal pyramids contain renal tubules and collecting tubules. The collecting tubules travel down the pyramids, then merge at the renal papillae to form capillary ducts. A lobe of the kidney is a renal pyramid together with the cortical tissue in contact with the base of the pyramid. The regions in between the pyramids are called renal columns. They're composed of cortical tissue. The central core of the kidney is occupied by the renal pelvis and adipose tissue. The renal pelvis is the funnel-shaped top of the ureter. Here, I've cleared away some of the tissue of the kidney to show the branching of the renal pelvis. The branches of the renal pelvis are called calyces. The major branches are called the major calyces. The extensions of the major calyces that reach out to the renal papillae are called the minor calyces. The minor calyces of the renal pelvis collect urine from the renal pyramids. The ureter carries the urine from the kidney to the bladder.